So if your overall main personality strength is true ambivert, your communication, which is a subsection of the personality strength, your communication, you came out as an introvert ambivert, which isn't too far off from true ambivert, but there's that little bit of introvert in there. So as when it comes to communication, what gives you energy, and what are your methods of, embracing that introvert to ambivert outcome?
Yeah, I think just knowing what makes me comfortable interacting with people. When I first started in real estate, like we had to do auto dialers, cold calling people. I would literally hang up the second somebody answered. I would hang up the phone and just like hit in the bottom of the stomach. Uh, and I feel so bad now because the person whose team I was working on was like, man, this guy his numbers are awful. Like I've hired a lot of people and like he's not even getting conversations because we're tracking all those metrics. But I was just too afraid. And so much of that, you threw out the vulnerable card earlier. Like it's not until you get older that you realize like so much of how I view myself now and why we're all works in progress is because of things that I didn't feel comfortable with as a child or, as I got older. And a lot of that stuff is what kind of made me retreat internally. And, simple things that people like, they just you never know what somebody is self-conscious about or what makes them tick or, what their backstory is. And that's not necessarily like trauma. It could be simple things. It's just some people like I've never been a smiler because I have this thing about my teeth, which is like weird because other people are like, hey, you have like white teeth and now I'm doing Invisalign. But mentally, I just can't get myself over that hurdle to be like, hi, I'm Ryan. And you're like shaking a hand, smiling, even though that's the best way to meet people and get business. So, I think I definitely agree on the introvert side. I like smaller group settings because I think for me, one of my least favorite things is networking in large groups because everyone comes in with the same set of questions. They're trying to figure out how to break the ice. Hi, who are you? What do you do? Where are you from?
Right.
But that doesn't paint a picture of who somebody is as a person. And for me, like I'm that weirdo where it's like if you come in and just obviously if we have like a commonality, great. Like I love watches. If you're wearing a watch or something I can relate to, that's awesome. But if you just spit out like a weird fact about yourself, that to me is so much more interesting and personal. And I will remember that as someone like, I want to get to know more rather than just the basics that we go through. And I think that's tough because I keep going back to the social media side, but because everyone puts on such a facade all the time, I almost feel like people are more guarded than they used to be and they don't know how to talk to people. Obviously, as an introvert, it's easy for me to say that because I don't have the gift of gab with strangers. But it's interesting. I thought it was pretty accurate. I think earlier in the career, I would have skewed more to the direct introvert side. I think over time, as you get more comfortable and you deal with more people, you really kind of learn, you become more of a chameleon. Like I know other people's personalities, how to interact with them and get the ball rolling for either conversation or what we need to make a transaction happen. But it wasn't always that way. It takes some time.